Attention viewer, you are watching the world's biggest monster truck diecast YouTube channel. This is Monster Jam OCD.
Well, hello, Monster Jam fans from across the world, and welcome back to the Monster Truck Collecting Podcast. I used the wrong intro. I know. I'm sorry, everyone. That's my normal intro for YouTube. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Monster Truck Collecting Podcast. I know we have all sorts of different fans, not just Monster Jam fans. So there's a couple things going on. One, I would usually right now say buy OCD Meltdown and show you guys one of the package, but I forgot. I gave mine to Taylor, the designer. So I'm going to show you guys the advertisement that you guys already saw from the Superstore. So if you guys haven't already done this, go buy your, I can't say the words, OCD Meltdown Diecast. Here's a link for that. And then Phil has his standard weekly spiel. So Phil, tell us what you have to do.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so.
Never good when he says, hi, everybody.
Where's Monster? Monster Jam's going to Biloxi, Mississippi this weekend, right? That should be our Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Let me just double check that.
I think
All right. Let me look. Yep, that's where we're going. All right, folks. Who's in Biloxi, Mississippi? Or who is going to Biloxi, Mississippi? There, you have two opportunities to go to the pit party and get Phil a hero card. I need this. They got these at the pit party. You got to grab one for me. All right. There's Tristan England, his first run in Megalodon. He's one of the new guys coming back here. Kristen Anderson's there. We got two from Raisin Cane. I see Bad Company and Slinger. So they'll all be out there. Get me one of these hero cards. It'll be worth your while. You'll win a prize. Okay?
Slinger the truck, not the person.
Get it.
Probably the truck, Ryan.
No, I said Slinger the truck, not the person.
Oh, okay.
No.
You're gonna get tagged in that if I didn't clear that up. Okay. RJ, anything on your end?
I have nothing. Yeah, not much from this end, but hey, everybody give Phil some, or Phil. No, wait, hang on. Everybody get this guy some hero cards though.
Nope, wrong way.
Yep.
This way. There we go. Not mirrored. Our displays aren't mirrored yet.
I know it ain't Bob, but I'll point every hero, brother. Here I come.
I wonder if I can actually. I wish there was an option to mirror displays because I'm like always pointing in the wrong direction. So anyway, beside the point. We're going to start our discussion of 2014 Hot Wheels Monster Jam. Phil will be kind enough to screen share, so my Wi-Fi hopefully doesn't. Oh, it's already doing the symbol. Hopefully, it doesn't crash on me. It's already giving me the little warning. It's doing the little thing.
All right,
so.
if it crashes on you, you do not end the show.
Yeah, just leave.
We learned that last time. Yes.
Okay. So, New Year, folks. We are on to 2014, and we have a different packaging look here and a couple new things to kick us off. Ryan, what's going on here? 2014, new era a little bit.
I wouldn't say it's the best start of a new era, but here we are, 2014, the worst year, in my opinion, of Hot Wheels Monster Jam of all time. I think the highlight of 2014 that everyone can possibly remember if you were collecting at the time was Gravedigger. Literally the 2014 Gravedigger in every peg across every Walmart and Target across the country. It was 2014 Gravedigger. That's what all I remember. All I can recall from 2014 is that first truck right there, number one, being every single store. So that's 2014 for you. But we're going to talk about the actual trucks that were released. There wasn't very many new ones, but there were some pretty cool ones.
Yeah, so we got a new packaging design here. Advanced Auto Parts is gone, so there's going to be some, logo changes there. So we got a different logo on these trucks. You're going to see some other changes as well as the line progresses. First time in 2 years, numbers are back on the packages, so that's cool. Try to keep a little organization. It's not just alphabetized, so now we actually get to show you them in what should be the closest to correct order when they come out. Of course, sometimes the numbers, they bounce around, so that's helpful as well. And there's also a new accessory. Ryan or RJ, tell us about the accessory.
Well, let's click on to number one, so we'll go into that.
Because Is it the people? Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's the people.
I couldn't remember. Okay, I've seen every like added thing ever. So
I just never heard anyone call it people.
the driver.
So the literal mini, the like tiny things with giant heads figures for 2014. Honestly, I actually liked the minifigures. They were fun. They played major roles in old, no longer exist on my channel, sign-up series and other videos, Battle Slammer Racing and other things. So they were fun. They were cool. I like that they printed the logos on each helmet. You know, as far as proportions go, like an actual figure, it was kind of odd, but I didn't think it was bad. It was one of the better little accessories for fun. You know, you have like a pit party setup. You have those guys standing around. So yeah, really cool. So the only problem was that with repetitiveness in the Hot Wheels Monster Jam line, most of the figures didn't change. So if you got a Gravedigger in one place, you got the same Gravedigger figure. Usually, I think, I can't recall correctly very well. At this point, I'm pretty sure they were the same.
But the majority were black.
Yeah, they might change a color here or there, but I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly, we'll see through this episode that they probably were mostly the same.
Yeah.
Beside the point, though, I really did enjoy this.
We do. Yeah, go ahead.
I really did enjoy the figures. They will come out with actually a couple special edition trucks as well, just included in those different things. So anyway, the first truck to start an actual discussion here is the Gravedigger, the all too famous Gravedigger, the one that literally peg-warmed absolutely everywhere. So,
and we're going to talk about in our next part episode, the one that is specifically peg-warmed. Well, that was a different packaging. Do you know what I'm talking about, Ryan?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of one of these, but
but that caused part of the problems. We'll talk about a lot of that next time too, why there was so many of those that just continued to pile on top of each other.
Yeah, so. Actually, I was going to mention a couple more things with that.
Okay.
So this Gravedigger is going to be the one that we see for this year, then 2015, then 2016. We're actually going to see finally a tooling update. So this is going to be around very frequently seen, obviously, because it floods as a pig warmer. From 2014. Also, the graphics quality this year tends to just completely be very, very bad, basically, what I'm trying to say here. So you can see, if we zoom in, if we can, on the side panel of Gravedigger, the graphics quality from 2013, which was pretty bad, to 2014, the drastic difference in the graininess of the print is very noticeable. I think around 2016, we'll see a little bit of a recovery with that, kind of get a better graphics layout. But 2014, 2015, the graphics kind of just go down and then bounce a little bit back. But anyway, those are just general notes. So anyway, we can move on from number one, Gravedigger, because we're going to be talking about it a lot more in the future.
I didn't like the packaging. Let me say that.
Yeah, the packaging is very interesting. They changed it,
I like the logo being up there instead of the Hot Wheels. Sorry to run you.
Yeah. We talk about the change from Hot Wheels to Spin Master and how they promoted the Monster Jam brand in a major way through Spin Master. And you can see where there was kind of in my opinion of this, it looks like there was a Hot Wheels and Monster Jam kind of like fight for the big label on the box. And usually Hot Wheels would be the one to try to get that label. And in this year, Hot Wheels is the dominant label on here. It's Hot Wheels Monster Jam instead of how we have it now, where the Monster Jam logo is always the prominent thing, because that's the product you're producing for. So you can see the Hot Wheels kind of disagreement there. And at least it can appear very clearly on packaging. So, Phil, we can start with these very different variations of Son of a Digger.
Ah, yes.
So number 2, this is an Edge Glow edition. So they have a blue Edge Glow with the blue truck. Props to that. I loved at least this Edge Glow. But there's a roll cage variant. So we talked about roll cage variants in the past where they have like a rounded interior for trucks that have shorter cabs and stuff. This, for some reason, received that tooling. So you can barely see in there the rounded tool, which would usually be used for like a Max D or something, is in this one. This was probably corrected and then obviously switched over to the one, excuse me, hiccups. Switched over to the one that you're going to see in a second. Also, there's a Son of Digger driver figure. Pretty cool. So, Phil, if you want to go to the next variant.
Yes.
We'll finish our discussion.
I didn't like this one. I hated that. I hated they used that.
Yeah, the curve. So it's hard to look back now in the past and see how there's a really big also disagreement with Hot Wheels bodies and the roll cage. You know, the team I work with now work very hard to keep the roll cages flush with the roof panel. So looking back at this is kind of silly, but you can definitely see the difference there. The straight cut edge instead of that rounded edge. Besides that, the graphics quality is just horrific on this Son of Digger for this particular year. We will see a recovery of that kind of truck in 2016, so it'll be nice to see that. But yeah, Son of Digger always suffered some pretty bad graphics. Yeah, so that's that.
So let me, or let's talk about the third version here, and then I'll talk about the truck itself. So later on in 2014, we changed the packaging designs on, and I say we like we work for Hot Wheels. They changed the packaging design for the later cases, specifically the cases labeled Mix P and Mix Q. There's only a couple new trucks that get this, but obviously some trucks are re-released to look like this. And it's super weird because no other trucks like this is a completely different base, and it's not like this is the base is what the truck sits on. It's a completely different base than the other Son of a Digger that come out that year. And it's not even the same base that they used in 2015. So I'm not quite sure why we even made this change.
Yeah, that's strange.
It was such a weird running change. It was so late in the year. Now this is with the rounded cage, so it makes you kind of. I don't think there's one with a straight cage. So, you know, but this was part of a later release. A lot of people got these for like Thanksgiving.
Blue headlights. I forgot to mention, by the way, everyone. Blue headlights are fine.
Yeah, blue headlights on the Son of a Digger. So yeah, I don't know why they made this packaging change. Maybe it was to fit the tooling of maybe some of the later truck. I don't know. But maybe we'll talk about it in a part.
That could be it. Mohawk Warrior could have been the reason why.
Maybe, and then but like I said, it's not really. Well, let me just double check here. Yeah, Mohawk Warrior. No, because Mohawk Warrior gets a regular one too.
The only thing I'm noticing different would be the obvious. We just talked about this, the branding of the Monster Jam logo versus Hot Wheels logo sizing. That's what they carried into 2015. It could be like, hey, we're going to do this package change. Let's do it for the last bit of the year, just because they wanted to have the Monster Jam brand bigger. That could be a reason why. I'm just seeing that logo difference. It's a huge difference from being a tiny name placard to now.
Yeah, the card itself changes because it's like. Yeah.
I don't know about the insert placard. That's just kind of weird.
That could be a thing too, where maybe it was such a late notice too, where it's very heavy Hot Wheels presence. And now the Monster Jam logo is back on the card. So maybe that's probably the more accurate reason. Because I'm looking at the later trucks where it affects. These are all trucks that we've seen before, or like the toolings we've seen. So it doesn't make any sense. So,
yeah.
I'll jump back to one of the early ones and actually talk about the Son of a Digger Edge logo, because this becomes like, you know, we talk about that El Toro Loco mud truck that comes after year. For the next good while, any Son of a Digger that comes out is this edge glow.
Yeah, I forgot about that, honestly.
You can kind of get away with it. I mean, if you really squint hard enough. It's not like a mud truck, but it is a bit annoying. And, you know, when we get to the Battle Slammers coming up here, that's not really good for playability. And I think the next, you know, completely foreshadowing, the next one is another special run. So we don't get a normal Son of a Digger for quite a while outside. It's a lot.
I don't know if we never get one after the original release, do we?
Yes, the 2016 one with clear graphics and not clear graphics. That's the only other time.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird how Son of a Digger gets lumped into that, you know, dreaded, you know, doom of re-releasing the special edition here. I mean, granted, I think Son of a Digger Edge Glow is pretty cool. It's just we don't need to see it 6 more times. All the double packs and the triple packs and quadruple packs that come out, and what's 5 quintuple packs. Every time you get a Son of a Digger toy, the next good bit, all Edge Glows.
I mean, I didn't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. If you're.
I'm just rambling on.
Well, I mean, the only thing that annoyed me, once you see it after 2 years, that wasn't great, but. The cage. My OCD always ran wild when the cage didn't meet the body. So I mean, that's what kind of like lets this one down for me was that cage variant. But it's still a nice edge glow.
So you hear that? Phil, did you hear that?
Yeah, somebody did something weird.
Okay,
wasn't me.
Blew up my ears. I don't know. Anyway,
so for the next 2 years, almost 2.5 years to when the other one comes out in 2016. For almost 2.5 years, we get the Edge Glow. So,
there's 3 guys on this live stream. I love Buddha.
Hi, Buddha.
Which one are you talking about? Now it's getting controversial. Okay. Anyway, we're just going off and off with this.
So we're done talking about this truck, I think.
No, we're
bigger. Yeah, there's that. Next up is Batman. I'm trying to read the comments as they do this double task. So here's the Batman update. We finally get a silver logo Batman. Pretty cool Batman figure. I was going to say something about the placard being not the same, but I realized it's a silver background, so they didn't do a silver logo. That makes sense to me. So anyway, 2014 new look. You can see they have those little badges still appearing. They're a little different looking now. They're more simplified. Can't say that word. It's not simple as I thought. So yeah, there's that. You know, it's a very minor difference. It's just a logo change. I can't recall, Phil, if this body in real life ran like this before they changed it to the 3D thing or not.
No, so when they changed to like more of like a dark,
that Batman thing on the back, you know, the symbol.
Yeah, they changed the real life truck. They took away the massive bat wings. They shortened them and gave it a fresh paint of coat, as some wrestling podcasters say. So they changed it up. You don't get it here. We do get it in the long run, but for this first one, it's a quick swap. I mean, you can even see on the base, it's the classic Batman logo we know and love, and then, you know, it's definitely not that on the truck. So inconsistencies there. I mean, it gets away with it. I think people were kind of excited to see this, but it's so minor that you could do it.
Yeah, I was going to assume that was what Mattel was doing there. So, okay, just making sure.
I mean, yeah, this scheme on this mold is not the best, but I mean, you can tell they're struggling by the insert being the old logo. But I mean, you know, pick it up for your needs if you want it. If you're a buy everythingist, there you go. Buy
everythingist, a completist, everyone. All right, I think we're good on this Batman too. There's gonna be a lot of trucks where you're just like, and you know, one of them. Another coming back from last year, which was the year of the anniversary.
This is Max D.
It's just got an interesting message from Buddha himself off of Facebook Messenger on my watch. 10th anniversary Max D, back again without the spike panels, printed on spikes. It has a Max D figure that's actually pretty cool. Let me send that message off to the chat. And you know, that's probably what you're buying this for. If you didn't have that truck from last year, you're going to buy it for this Tom Meents 10th anniversary figure. That's about it.
It's kind of weird why we just get it again. It's not like we got the 30th anniversary.
I was going to say, yeah. But it's Max D. You know, they're a little more loose with Max D. It's not as big of a name in terms of anniversary scheme as Gravedigger is. But
there's not really much else to say. It's just
and the weird part is they don't return Max D Glow when that would make more sense than the spike body, because this is not a 3D body, so I don't understand.
So here's the little snafus here. First of all, there is a variant here, because again, we talk about how Advanced Auto Parts is no longer with Monster Jam, so the logos do change. So I'm sure Ryan maybe doesn't have this variation because they changed the logos again. So you know, if you're trying to be 100%er, you need to pick up this truck anyways. But you know, the real life Max D truck runs that spiked body. The current time. So it's, you know, kind of important to keep it going. But the more accurate one doesn't come out till much later. So this one gets a lot of coverage. So it's just a little bit of a stinker. Like, you couldn't have give us the normal and shoehorn the anniversary in somewhere else. But, you know, get patience a little bit longer. You'll get the one that you want.
I just noticed this truck on cardbacks the other day when I was going through my stacks of cardbacks I have from years gone by. But I thought that was a mistake on the cardback, but obviously not. Here it is.
Yeah. Okay. So someone just said, Steven, my friend Steven here in the comments here, just said, looking back, some of these were pretty rough. Yeah, you're going to see our facial expressions. That's
the Max D's were like specifically not. They were like the bottom of graphic quality, even from 2013 when you compare everything. Just for some reason, that maybe there was just too much going on in those grays, where it's just like they came out kind of sour looking. So
I honestly have no idea how both companies. I don't know how both companies do their graphics process, and I hope that one day we'll get a designer from Spin Master on here to explain at least what they do and how that works, because I really want to know how this whole thing lays out and how two companies can do different graphics with the same system. There's a lot that goes into it. I know that for sure. And you can see the refinements over time with this specific company. But Hot Wheels, I have no idea how they do their process. And I don't know if it was being, refined or not. I don't really think they improve it drastically like we've seen with Spin Master. But at the start of this DJI switch instead of water slide decals, it was really rough. And I'll give them that as a new system. But they were doing that with their Hot Wheels cars for years beforehand. So I don't know if they just got lazy with it, or
maybe because some of the cars don't have such heavy graphics, it's almost solid.
That's possible.
So
yeah,
you never get to notice it. So versus when you get a truck like Max Steed has like 50 shades of gray. Oh, hey,
Whoa.
it has like literally 50 shades of gray on that truck. So
I mean, son of a digger too. It's got a lot of detail.
Yeah, it can be hard for a computer to read compared to when you're just painting like a pink Camaro and for a 99-cent car. So.
Yeah, that is true. Again, I hope that one day we'll get at least one designer from one. I knew Buddha was going to react to that. I hope we'll get one designer from the Hot Wheels, Spin Master, because I have better contacts with them than I probably do with Hot Wheels nowadays. To at least explain the process, because I'd love to know. We have a little bit of time here that we can just ramble on about things.
To continue to ramble, I know there's a video lurking out there somewhere like how the Hot Wheels cars are painted and things like that. I think that's probably the closest that we have like publicly right now without like digging through like message board comments or anything. So,
yeah, well, that's exactly what we were talking about. That's the water slide decal process where they slap it on. That's the different process. This one's literally, at least the way the way it was explained to me by Spin's process is that they basically have a little tiny printer head that goes right up to the body and prints right onto the body over and over and over again. And for a truck like Zombie, where it has this complex 3D face with so many colors and shades, it has to go over like 50 different rounds just for one truck. And the blurriness of the graphics come from not only the layering that's like trying to get precision layering, it also comes from the fact that they had to engineer these things being like a gimbal to get through the 3D edges. So there is a lot of engineering that's gone into recent products that you're seeing. So that's why Zombie from 2019 compared to a 2021 Zombie face is night and day, because over those last 2 years, they've changed that process. When it comes to Mattel, however, I don't know, for instance, on a truck like Megarex, how they're doing their process. I mean, these things look much better than the 2014s, but you can see like the way that they printed on this tail, which is plastic versus die cast.
I can look at full processes a lot.
Yeah, well, here's that. So, there's a complex, like they have to do these 3D edges here, and they did a pretty good job with these, but I don't know if there's a difference between each company because, they have different process like this. The flames on this are literally very difficult to engineer a way to get these on properly. So all these things have been improved over time from both companies in their own ways.
Yeah, that's a good point too, where it's like, and also we always talk about it, like this was 7 years ago, 6 years ago when all these things were made. So time really moves ahead and these new technologies and thinking creatively. I mean, you're going to have some casualties along the way, but in the long run, you get the things like the Megarex and the Gravedigger you just showed that probably wouldn't look like that if they were made in 2014.
Oh, no, definitely not. And the other major improvement on the Spin Master side of things with graphics, and we'll talk about these things in the future too, is that they started to use paint in addition to decals. So the paint edges, I don't have Bakugan on hand, but if you watch my review of that stunt tile playset, but this, for instance, the Monster Jam stunt truck, the Christmas one, this is all paint. It's not decals, so it's not blurry, So they I don't know how they're able to budget this stuff out because this is paint on everything you're seeing, but they do it. When it's necessary to make something clear, they'll do paint. It's very different from each company. I really want to know how Spin Master does it. So hopefully, maybe in episode 40 or 50 in the future, we could have Jordan on because I know he would.
Oh yeah,
hopefully love to talk about it. He's the best guy ever. So, I'm sure he'd love to explain it all, but I don't know if we can pack it all into one episode. Anyway, continuing on 2014, we had enough time to just kind of spare this. So let's go. We get
the triumphant return of the not muddy red El Toro Loco. Welcome back.
El Toro Loco red. That's probably what it is.
After all such hype.
I mean, and by the way, disclaimer, I'm not booing El Toro. I'm just booing this ugly version of the truck.
And from it's such a long gap from when we actually get a clean El Toro where maybe new fans, they've just been playing with the muddy one for so many years. They don't even know what this looks like. And we get it back, but unfortunately, like El Toro Loco's like really never looked like this ever. And we've talked about that in length way in the past.
Maybe
There was a maroon. There was a maroon El Toro ran for like a cup of coffee, but that's really the closest that gets to this, but it's still not like this red.
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it was a very notable design because it was a big change in color, but it didn't run long enough to become a significant like black or yellow or orange El Toro Loco. It was a temporary stand-in or whatever it was for the time being, and it became part of history of El Toro Loco, but it did not deserve to become part of like the literal die-cast time, like the lifetime. Half of its lifetime as a die-cast form was now as this maroon El Toro Loco that was not half of the lifetime of the real truck. It was like a fraction of the real time of the truck. So,
how long it took them to make a gravedigger tool, right? I mean,
yeah, or like the Maxis, and like we had the red Maxi for a bit. So maybe there was calls for El Toro Locos to all look like this at some point, and they just never did, and then we were just stuck with this for forever.
Yeah,
it seems like
it could have been an internal call on the Monster Jam front or on the Hot Wheels front. I don't know. We don't know. But it's very odd to see this so many times, and the truck never changed from. I mean, it was there for a moment, but then it became orange and never went back.
Yeah, and it was never really
three different colors. But it seems like obviously you mentioned new tools, but this required no new tool. It just required a different paint color, which they're already using on many different cars. So it's an odd deal. I have no idea why this happened. I'm sure maybe we can ask someone and they give us an answer, but this is a really odd situation. It's also really odd, though. They're using two different flame prints. If you guys noticed that, the flame print is half of the old one and half of the new one. So the old one is swapped. But yeah, really odd stuff going on here, and they don't even have the flame for tailgate. So
they get it fixed like eventually.
Yeah.
So, but. Nonetheless, it's a clean El Toro Loco, so welcome back to the fleet there. That's number 5. Number 6.
Get it out of here.
Metal Militia. Now, we get this scheme in 2013, so this is a pure re-release except for the Monster Jam logo. So,
and the figure. You got a Todd LeDuc figure, which was nice.
The Pow Pow.
Yeah, little Todd LeDuc. Big year 2014 is when Todd LeDuc wins his first World Championship, that dreaded World Finals track in 2014. The real definition of it looks good on paper. We're going to build a track with 100 different jumps, and it was just a complete disaster.
What year was that then?
2014.
14. Okay, then we're finals for 15, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So nonetheless, despite this horrendous track, Todd LeDuc went out there, Metal Militia, and ended up putting on what has been voted upon by the fans the greatest World Finals freestyle run. So
I disagree with that.
I would argue that. I mean, it was a good run. Don't get me wrong for that World Finals.
I agree. It's the best run. It's better than Pawkins. I'm not even a fan of the Monster and Charlie Pocket run. It's not even the best Pocket run at the World Finals.
I'm not afraid to be controversial.
Landing in the fountain won that for Mutt.
This is such a better run because of how much of a mess that track was.
Yeah.
And he did something that I had, like, personally in my mind. Like, dude, everybody comes out, like Jim Kohler. You know, we love Jim Kohler, but he wastes 2 minutes waiting to everybody. Kills his momentum. Todd LeDuc just came flying out. He's like, here I am. Let's go. And he kept the thing on all fours. He's backflipping everywhere, which was really unheard of at the time. You know, multiple backflips in a run.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal. And like him and Dan Radoni were the only ones that like filled the clock that night.
True.
It seemed like.
You're right. Yeah.
Who's going to win? Todd LeDuc announcing his presence. And then the best part's when Dennis Anderson came out and did it. He didn't know how to and he nosed it. So
I was there for every World Finals after World Finals 14. So I was there for that moment. One of the most notable moments of all time for me. I'm not saying it's not the best freestyle. I mean, I am saying it's probably not the best freestyle in my opinion, but it's one of the best freestyles that ever hit that track. I don't know if it's my favorite though. But man, that was pretty awesome. Yeah, there was some runs. There was a lot of runs.
That track was just a truck eater. That's all it
was a truck eater. Yes, that was the big problem with that track. Great schemes though. We had some pretty awesime schemes that even some.
I think the best Charlie Pocket run at the World Finals was 2016. I think that was better than his 2010. And that lasted half of the time. I will never know why the fans are just so obsessed with that Monster Run in 2010.
I know.
I think it's obviously the winning run that night, but to say it's the best World Finals freestyle run of all
Oh no,
time,
I would never say that.
I don't
No.
know where people. I think I can name like 5 or 6 runs that I think are probably a lot better. Probably even some runs that didn't win that were probably better.
World Finals 2 altogether was better than that.
Nonetheless,
Dennis Anderson's run at World Finals. Ooh, testing my knowledge. 17. Did he run Chrome? Did he run Chrome at 17?
No.
His last World Finals. His last World Finals when he should have won the title. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
that's an underrated freestyle, in my opinion, of Dennis Anderson, especially because it became his last run at World Finals. There's just plenty of different runs. This is not a World Finals chat. Maybe we'll do a separate podcast where we argue. Here's Metal Militia. Keep going on.
That'd be a good idea. Post. Yeah, I read my stuff. Brandon Culpepper, if you're listening, you need to pay attention to the things I post on Facebook.
I think we should do that, a World Finals discussion. Anyway.
Yeah, well, we have to get some new ideas because we're going to run out of episodes. So,
we're not running out tonight. Let's go on to the next truck, which was a big truck for the year. It's a new truck, ScoobyDoo.
And this variation is real because I had to chase it down, and there's 3 different ones I found.
This could be the first one.
Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, so here's the brown mouth variation of ScoobyDoo. Pretty hard to find if you guys are a variation collector. It's a real one. Trust me, I can verify because I've seen 3 now. My own one. Funny enough, there was none on eBay, but there was one ScoobyDoo signed by Nicole Johnson in 2014 on eBay, and I looked really close and I could see the brown. I was like, man, I'm taking a risk. It was like $20 because she signed it. Sure enough, it turned out to be the brown one. I ripped it open. The Nicole Johnson's signature is gone. But yeah, this is a real variation. Really cool. I mean, really cool truck at the time. It was really cool. I mean, amazing. Everyone was flipping out about ScoobyDoo, even myself included. Even though it's been a little different now, the Spin Master's tooling the tail and stuff. But this was great for its time, and in no way is it not. I would say it's probably my truck of the year. Running for truck of the year because it's a pretty low budget year. But this is one of those, steal the show kind of things here. I love the 3D tag. The logo, the tongue, the eyebrows, the ears. The ears were a little odd. I think the sideways ears were kind of iffy in my mind. They kind of aren't correct. But besides that, for a release here of ScoobyDoo for the first time, without a doubt, probably truck of the year. I can't recall what else is in this year, but this is the start of the truck of the year running. Let's go to the actual variation that matters, which is the one that came out mass quantity.
Poor Ryan lives in the Spin Master bubble.
So there's the black mouth variation, which is the official variation of the truck. So there's that, and I'll leave it there. So you guys can talk about it.
Go ahead.
Man, we're like 30 seconds into talking about truck of the year, and Ryan has to be like, "Hey, and Spin Master made one."
Well, they did, yeah.
Come on, get the tinfoil hat off. This thing rules.
Well, Tyler agrees with me.
For the time period, yeah.
You don't even live here. Okay, so, ScoobyDoo is rad. Obviously, it's a popular truck to see. We get it right off the bat here for the year, so it leads off pretty quick. So everybody gets their shake at ScoobyDoo, which is awesome. I like it. Obviously, yeah, you're going to fine-tune it as the years go on, but for what we have going on at this time, this is the winner. It's awesome to see. It's ScoobyDoo, and they're looking for you or something.
It's Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you, Phil? But anyway.
Go ahead, RJ. Talk about I'm going to quickly show the packaging variant.
Slinger ran with that shout out we gave him earlier.
I know he did. So,
I mean, for the time frame, truck of the year, I agree with Ryan on that. Yes, we know Spin Master made a cool one, but this time period, this thing rocked. Truck of the year right here. For a lackluster year, this thing saved the day in my book.
The 124 also has the black mouth, brown mouth situation going on too. So that was always pretty interesting. One of those things, run-in changes, and they quickly caught it, but it is an official variation. So if you're trying to 100% it, you need to check your mouth colors on that first runs of Scooby-Doo's. And obviously by the time this packaging variant came out, wasn't even an issue. So no biggie. But yeah, that's Scooby-Doo. Where are you? Right there.
Where are you?
But hey, moving on, number 8, it's Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. But hey, something new here for 2014. What do we got here, Ryan?
Boo!
Don't boo. Hold on.
Such a controversial series. Okay, so here are the track ace tires. I already know what the comments are going to look like. Here are the track ace tires. Basically, the idea, before everyone goes off about how they hate them, which most people do, I personally am indifferent to them. They actually race really well, which is the point of these rims. The idea is not what you're thinking. If you're thinking that they're just like beefed up plastic rims just to make them different and like spinners, if you're thinking they're spinners, they're not spinners. They're actually taking Hot Wheels car tires and rims and scaling them up to Monster Jam size. That's what this is. The name Track Ace Tires kind of threw everyone off because it could have been something else to relate to Hot Wheels cars, but that's what these are. They're just giant Hot Wheels car tires and rims, which are plastic, not rubber, in a monster scale. These things are phenomenal on downhill racing tracks, though, like phenomenal, and you'll lose to every single one of these every single time. But they aren't the most attractive looking thing. I will give them that. I have a kind of a love-hate relationship with them. I loved the way they performed and how they operated and they were engineered. However, the way they looked was the big problem here. They went with the Hot Wheels car look, but it only really matched on this Hot Wheels Firestorm truck, as we'll see with other ones. I'll argue that Mohawk Warrior looks good because it looks like spinners. Give it that one. Yeah, and maybe a couple others, but there's a couple in here that we're gonna be a little. I'm gonna be at least a little like that looks terrible. But Hot Wheels Firestorm gets the pass here. It's obviously the flagship truck for this series, Track Ace in general, and Hot Wheels cars in general. So that's cool. But yeah, I can understand why some people don't like other ones of this series. So that's the start of that. You also get a ScoobyDoo figure. Pretty cool. With that, I'll let Phil tell us what he thinks about Track.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't realize how many people like were stinking on these. I mean,
oh yeah,
you explained the purpose correctly. And guys, what are people expecting? Like 100% detailed, made out of solid gold. ScoobyDoo delivers it to your front door. Like they're toys. Like what are we looking for? We should be talking about how this is the first time since we changed the tire size in 2004 that we even have different tires on these things.
Good note.
So, like, that's a big deal. Like, wow, we'll talk about progression. It took a whole decade to put something different on these trucks. Wow, we get to actually do something with. What are Hot Wheels known for? Big orange tracks. What can't you do with the monster trucks pretty well? Big orange tracks. What does well on those big orange tracks?
Those for sure.
And guys, you're not. Who said you have to buy everything? All right, like you don't have to. Like the same with the Spectre Flames and the mud trucks and our tilt offs and colored treads. You know, X-rays. They're just to rehash some of our old favorites, make them a little different. Like you don't have to go like super sad about it. Like it's okay. Like. You know,
Tyler called it a regression.
What are we regressing? It's we're doing different. You know, he's being a stinker. And I think they had its purpose. RJ,
I agree. I think it definitely was a progression. I think they performed exactly how they were supposed to perform. It's just the trucks they chose that'll be coming up here. There weren't some great matches. That's all I'm gonna say. I didn't hate them. They're cool.
RJ, what are your thoughts?
For the guy who didn't use downhill sets for his tracks and he used like crush cars, these were a no. Like these are just these were not okay. I took these outside to pack my dirt tracks in. That's how not great these were. But like Phil said, it was a progression. New wheels for the first time since small hub to big hub. And looking back at this now with their new line, probably should have threw some like drag tires on these things back then, not these plastic ones. But yeah, like you said, they worked perfect on tracks.
You know, now more than ever with the Hot Wheels Monster Truck series, this series makes sense to return.
And it's not
because they race so well. And if I was doing downhill events with Hot Wheels cars like other YouTubers do, which is awesome, I would love for them to return these to the series. Even if they return them and I'm not doing that, I'll still obviously collecting some completist. But I think switching them in, I wish I had an example. Obviously, they're doing like the tractor treads and they're doing the drag race treads and they're doing the mud, the tractor tire treads, the V treads. This fits like right in there. So this is like perfect for it to return, and it works well because it's obviously orange track compatible. So I guess it was just too early for its time. Now we have more of a really progressive field of things with different wheels and different styles. Just kind of kind of like Elvis at the beginning there for older people. It's just like not right for the era at the time, and then it kind of aged better over time. So I just kind of pull it back to that. Just wrong time. Good idea, wrong time, and now the idea should come back because the time's right. There's that. Okay. So there's the track A's. We'll talk again about those in a moment.
Power forward here. So here's number 9, Gravedigger the Legend, with some mud treads on board here. Actually, some big splotches of mud. Pretty neat.
Yeah. This is also, so now they're not doing blue paint anymore. They're doing blue decals to cover for the paint, and that's very, very noticeable. And that will never change until they'll never change models anymore. The one plus is that they always got the correct championship like font. That's my big pet peeve with the recent.
Well, this is our debut of our champion logo.
Not in the right spot, but it's the right font.
Not in the right spot, but it's the right font. I'll give them that.
They may have not been told where that was supposed to go.
Let's guess. Flip a coin, back or front on this. Where we're going to place it.
But I hate to say it, folks. You can color this with mud. That did not sell well either.
Nope.
So
no.
Oh well, and that World Championship didn't do much either. So.
Maybe that's why it should have been purple, huh, Phil?
Probably. So hey, not muddy for the first time in a while. Superman now.
Cool
Curiously,
figure.
this says 2014 new look on the truck. Ryan, what's new?
No mud.
Is it the cape? Or the tailgate?
No. Well, hold on. It might be.
I'm just guessing. I thought there was something new because you asked me.
It might be. I don't know. There might not be. It might be them hood stripes.
Oh yeah, true. That might be.
I think the internet went down on my home computer here, so I have to.
I thought the cape was already updated. I don't think it's the cape.
The cape was updated. I just don't know why we're labeling this as new.
It just might be a new look because hey, it's not mud treads anymore, and the cape's updated because it was mud treads when they updated it.
Just a waste, I guess.
Well, they just added a label. Maybe they just mislabeled it. Who knows? I'm probably
easy. I'll look. I'm just gonna look at our old Superman mud truck real quick. It's no, the hood scoops were gone too. I don't know what I'm
gonna say it's because it's the non-muddy version of the cape.
Do you think maybe this was supposed to be Man of Steel and they just like did it?
Right.
Was it
Man of Steel that it comes out this year?
Yeah, it does at the tail end. So
yeah, it's an odd truck because it's definitely the point.
And Man of Steel is not Superman. I don't care what anyone says.
So. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely not.
Dragon and Dragon are not the same trucks. All right, that's it for our Superman friend. Maybe it's new because it has the new Monster Jam logo on it. All right, phone number. Here's an updated Avengers scheme. First, we get green Avenger without some gimmicks on it, but it's an updated graphics and really what Kohler runs today on his truck. How it looks here. So Ryan, go ahead and talk about it.
Well, you get a Jim Kohler figure, but this one's actually a phone number variant. For a limited time, you can get a phone number.
For Gardner's towing, I don't know if Jamie Gardner will answer if you call, but
not anymore.
At the time, Overboard was basically a baby board at this time. It was still a newer truck out there.
Yeah, that's that, and then we'll have it. Just go to the other variant. We're going to see this so many times that covering it now is going to be the same as we're going to cover in the future. So the tailgate's going to change, obviously, without the Garner's towing. I was going to say that. I knew Riley would point that out if he was here. In my older series, that Avenger figure, Reports figure, those episodes are long gone now, but good memories. So yeah, you get a Jim Kohler, or if you want to call it Riley McCord figure, the Cord figure. Good memories with this Avenger. So number 11 of the year. We're burning through this wonderful year.
Yeah, good to see Jam Cooler figure. So that's rad. Moving on here. Oh, well, I should say that this one also has a Mix P, Mix U packaging variant. And this is labeled new look. So that it's something new. What isn't new is number 12, Northern Nightmare. I mean, again, if you're because this didn't even have any Advanced Auto Parts logos on it because Advanced Auto Parts is not in Canada. So
Yep.
Yeah.
You get a figure with it. That's basically it. You're buying them for figures at this point.
Too. I mean, they're kind of cute. I've seen some creative people even now, like they do some cute things with them. But yeah, not much to go home with. Now here's number 13. It's Monster Mutt Rottweiler.
Oh no! Things.
Okay, so we're Ryan. You're gonna break down here. This is a new look, but you're gonna break down what's going on here with Rottweiler.
I don't even know what's going on here. I couldn't even tell you what's going on here. I couldn't even give you the idea of a ballpark of what they were thinking with this one. Let's just say that they had the rendering of Rottweiler. It changes to a 3D tooling this year. So Rottweiler goes from Mercury body to this awesome, depends on your definition of awesome. I think it's awesome. 3D body. It's got like these giant 3D spikes. It's got this mean new face. It's got the ears cut really cool. The tail's still on there. And they've refreshed. They refreshed Rottweiler only for this year. And it's loved by some, hated by others, but the toy changes too. I just don't understand why it changed the way it did. This is the weirdest. Out of all the things they did, out of all the different things they did, good or bad or wrong or right, this is the worst thing they've done. Without a doubt. I have no idea what kind of range they were trying to get with this. I just don't even know. But this is the worst thing they've done. Just, I have to say that. There's no argument. There's no resemblance to the real truck. It's just like they made a random Mercury Mutt 3D mashup of the recent new body. I don't know. And they also changed the ears to be molded on. The mouth is overextended and creepily smiling at you. The collar is incorrect color. It's now red on the real truck. They didn't add the tongue, though. That's the correct part about this. But then they add the tongue back when they correct the tooling. So anyway, that's my argument. Phil, if you know the exact reason why they did this thing, please tell me. But
no, I can't.
Because Rachel told him to, huh? Rachel was the one.
Yeah, this is Rachel Edwards. This is part of her big scheme. She wanted. This is what her vision of Rottweiler is supposed to be. Yeah, folks, out now the real truck changes to a 3D body, which is now the president for all the mutts, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was a change. Big thing was visibility. Any person that drove Monster Mutt, visibility was a fraction of that of a regular truck. So that was a big important thing, driver safety, and just giving an old classic some different looks. And Rottweiler was the first one to get that treatment. Yeah, the toy is nowhere near. I think I said arachnophobia looked like a shoe. These mutts look like a Swedish clog. They are just so.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. I was like, wait a second. Okay.
No, not clogging the pipes, but
yeah, I know. I was like, okay, I know what you're talking about. Those big things. Yeah.
Yeah, these are just so bizarre. I don't know. I would like to think, fast forward when we get a Megalodon from Hot Wheels, how it's not anywhere close. Thinking that was because they were going off of some old renderings. Maybe Hot Wheels got a hold of like some early sketch art, and then it was
possibly.
like,
yeah,
no, it looks like this. It's like, but you gave me this, so why? They correct it pretty soon.
They correct it pretty soon, which is pretty crazy because they never do that unless it's necessary. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's not like this isn't like our OG Goldberg, like the original Goldberg tooling is based off of the original Goldberg rendering. Obviously, real truck doesn't look like that, but we have to sit for 10 years with that old Goldberg tooling. Thankfully, that's not the case with the mutts, but we do have to look at these for 2 years or so. So yeah.
I do want to know if we ever get Neil Vandenberg on here, because he's the one who was doing most of the concept sketches and working side by side with other designers at the Monster Jam headquarters. Maybe he knows. Maybe one of these was his sketches, and this is what it looked like. I don't know. That's the only.
I'm not yelling at Hot Wheels for this. Unless like Hot Wheels is like, we designed this. It's like this.
It looks pretty Hot Wheels to me.
I think there's more to the story. I'm not.
It has a Hot Wheels look to it.
If you look on the renderings of the Monster Mutts on packaging from this year and the year after, it's this mold. So, I mean,
there's a little more of you in like the windshield. So this is more windshield than the OG Mutts. So I think there's more to this. I really like to figure out why we
so long.
I still had one on my wall, and I took it off.
Get off.
I was like, wait, why is that ugly tooling on my wall? Get that off there anyway. Anyway,
it's just
I'm not
it's just so odd. It's just so square. I just don't know. I couldn't tell you. This is in my opinion, the worst thing that they produced. So
yeah,
it'll be
like, I know we're complaining about like the accuracy, but this is just straight up ugly.
Yeah, no, exactly.
This doesn't even look good either. It's not like, well, at least it's kind of cool looking. Like, no, this doesn't even look good.
No.
I don't think Rachel Edwards would have been happy with this either.
No, maybe that's why she's staying silent. Doesn't want
She
to
did not save us. She's like, they ruined it. This is my idea, apparently. And look how they massacred my boy.
Yeah. Okay,
right,
so
we'll talk about the other Mutts here too. So don't get.
What do they do?
Okay, so another good track case, if I can legally say that to people before getting like shot down. This is a really good one. Purple reflective spectrochrome rim or whatever you want to call those things, spokes. Mohawk Warrior. Sorry for our non podcast watchers on YouTube. So yeah, Mohawk Warrior. Sorry, has purple spectrochrome things on its rims, and a little. At the time would have been George Bellhan. Anyway, Mohawk Warrior driver, BJ Johnson, whoever it was at the time. Both. Okay. Both, which in this case for me was George. So yeah, there's Mohawk Warrior. One of the only other good-looking track ace, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is the only track ace for me.
It just made sense with the spinners.
And man, let me just say, we had two Mohawk Warriors running at this time. BJ Johnson, the veteran stalwart, I have to say that because some people think he started driving in 2014, which
is just not right.
Disturbing. He started driving in 2000. Two truck team, and let me shout out my man Elvis Linez. We got a second great clip Warrior.
Yes, sir. Love to see that.
100% deserves it. I got a piece of. I've known Elvis for a long time.
Yeah, a piece of Toro from
his Toro Loco from his first ever rollover.
Ooh, first ever rollover. Special.
I remember I went up to. I have a quick Elvis Linez sidebar. I went up to him with a El Toro Hero card right before pit party doors open. First weekend out in Salt Lake City, and his hands were shaking. He's like, look at me. Come on, son, get it together. And he got it, man. He's now representing the Mohawk Nation, so that'll be fun to see. I can't wait to see what his Mohawk looks like.
I love Elvis. I'll give a sidebar too, since we have so much time in this podcast, because this is just a lackluster year at best. I was in Arlington, Texas, having dinner with Buddha. Yeah, Buddha. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. Right? Am I right about that? No. Yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Buddha. Sorry. Yes, Buddha, CJ Perez. I hope I said that right. I hope I'm not missing. Benjamin. I don't want to miss anyone on my list. Kyle.
You're missing Danny Madrigal, not Buddha.
Oh, yeah, not Buddha. Danny. Sorry, Danny. Sorry, Buddha. Mixed this up. Yeah, Danny. Right. Buddha wasn't there, sadly. It would have been a party, more of a party. It was a great party. Buddha wasn't there. I'm thinking about his wedding. I was there. We went to dinner at the steakhouse because I'd never been to a real Texas whatever.
Texas.
And Phil left. He didn't want to hear my story again. And I sat down, and Danny, not Buddha, was like, "Man, some friends join us." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So we all sat down, and someone who looks very, very familiar, but I'd never met him before because I'd never been to a show where he was at before, sat down with us with his girlfriend. I'm not gonna say wife. I don't think his wife, his girlfriend, and his, everyone else from her family and his family. They all sat down. I'm looking at him like, he looks so familiar. And as we're talking, he knew who I was. I didn't know exactly who he was until someone said Elvis across the table. I was like, oh, Elvis, right? Because I'd never met him before. So give me a fair shot here. So I pretended like I knew that he was there the entire time and who he was. So I just was conversating with him. Great guy, really nice guy. One of my favorite drivers now that I know who he is. And I love what he's done with the sport. So I'm very, very happy. And I talk to him all the time too, and Armando. I always have good friends with the El Toro Loco drivers. He's a great guy. So I'm very happy for Elvis that he's driving a truck, regardless of whatever truck it is, representing Monster Jam, up-and-comer, really. And I can't wait to see what he does in that truck. And I know he's going to do great no matter what he's driving. So Elvis, there's the story you never knew if you ever watched this. A little embarrassed on my part. I never said anything because I felt so embarrassed that I was like, I know who he is, just I can't think of the name because he was wearing glasses too. And I just didn't recognize him at
I
first.
told him to have fun and drive the wheels off of it. So
Yeah.
Like it was a comment too. Tyler Mirror. I got a picture of Elvis from 2013 at the World Finals pit party. Never thought he'd be driving. So that's what I mean. Anybody that's like in super fandom, like everybody knows each other. So like Elvis is another one that broke through and got the drive. You know, he was part of the same group. A lot of people in his little crew all work for Monster Jam or Monster Trucks. Like Alex Barden's in that group. And he drives Toro Loco. So a lot of people.
Alex wasn't there. No, I was thinking different.
A lot of people that work behind the scenes in Monster Jam or Monster Trucks. So yeah, it pays to be a nerd, brothers.
I mean, look at Armando too. Armando was a super fan all his life, and he ended up driving El Toro Loco as well as Elvis. So, you know, two great guys, great drivers, and Elvis. I'm very happy for him. Anyway, on to the next truck, which is one of my favorite X-rays of all time because pure clear. Raisin Cane looks amazing like this. I wish they did more white trucks. Ice Cream Man would have been a great one with such a large surface in clear form. Right off the bat, that's all I got to say about it, is that it's one of my favorite X-ray trucks, and I love the choice of doing a clear body. That's all I'm going to say about it because there's nothing else new with the graphics. So there's that. Phil.
Yeah, I agree. This is probably the best X-ray just because it sticks out so much.
Yeah, it truly is an X-ray. That's what it should be.
And it's clear. I mean, you know, some of the other X-rays is just like our Jolly Rancher, you know, peppering on him. Like there's no frosting here. It's like straight up a totally different.
This is mystery flavor, Phil. This is mystery Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, the mystery airhead goofball.
Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry.
Gosh, go to candy aisle more often. Yeah, I like it, man. You hit the nail on the head. RJ, what do you say?
I say this is one of my favorite X-rays also. It's split. The body's split in half on my shelf in broken parts land now from rough play probably, but or maybe dropping it. I don't know, but it's broke. It was my favorite though, in its prime time, in its heyday. I enjoyed it.
Man, did you kids see Raisin Cane at the Mutt? Incredible Invisible Raisin Cane. You guys see Raisin Cane at the Mud races over the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Man, Buddy Tompkins
ripping it
to the mud bogs, man.
Taking a day.
Awesome.
How about you, buddy?
That was good stuff, though. That was very cool to see all the Lexan over the engine and everything. Tranian, too, I think, probably. I don't know. A lot of Lexan.
Yeah, really, really cool. Okay, Raisin Cane. Here we go again. Okay.
Boo!
So out of all of the Monster Mutts, which we didn't know at the time because the two other Monster Mutts, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, Monster Mutt, weren't announced as 3D bodies, this ended up being, out of coincidence, I guess, or unless they knew the plan, the best fit for this tooling because the Monster Mutt Dalmatian is actually smiling compared to the other two Mutts, which have more of like a growl look to them or a scowl. This turned out to work. I mean, it doesn't work well, but it still works better than the other two because the other two aren't smiling. I have no idea why. If they were basing it off of 2014's Rottweiler, which has this like mean-looking mouth, if they didn't know Dalmatian was going to change to become a smiley dog, why they casted the smile in the first place? So this creepy long smile thing played out well for Dalmatian in the end. I'll give him that. But it just is odd still. And someone said it looks like a wiener dog. That's exactly what I was thinking now. I was like, there's a dog that looks like this.
Looks
it's a
like
wiener
a Dalmatian.
Dog.
Well, this.
Yeah. But, you know, you get, at the time, Candace Jolly figure. You can call it Cynthia now. You can call it wherever you want, really.
Yeah,
so,
the name you're looking for is Taryn Lasky, brother. Don't date
a bunch of different names. So there's been so many Dalmatian drivers that I forget about.
I like to think it's this as Blake Granger. No.
So didn't Chad drive it at World Finals or something?
Of course.
Oh, yeah. He tripped.
So Chad Tingler. This could be Chad Tingler, whoever you want it to be. But yeah, the only truck that actually fit this tooling properly, even though it's not the right tooling, was Dalmatian. So I'm not going to go too hard on this one just because it worked out in the end. Post, like years after in the future, we realized, oh, this actually looked out, proper if they were trying to base it off of Dalmatian. But when you look back at Rottweiler and Monster Mutt, just Rottweiler in general, because that's who they should have been basing it off of, still does not pass. Yeah, exactly. It's a creepy looking truck here.
Yeah, whoever forgets the Carnival of 2005. Good golly.
Yeah, so
yeah, I have really nothing to say about this. RJ, what do you say?
No comment. Next question.
Okay.
All right, next question. Couple bringer backs here. Derailed designed a truck winner from 2011. Now it's just Derailed at this point, man. They're just
taking the credit.
They're taking the credit. You probably can't
taking the train and going home.
That's probably not even a mini Michael Arndt. It's just a train. Yeah, there it is again. Rap Attack. Oh boy.
Oh yay!
The return of the normal one because we had Edgeglow the previous year. Still the Rap Attack you don't want.
Yeah.
Why are we yelling?
Never changes for this rest of
on YouTube. Don't yell. We can hear you. Don't do that. All right. Number 19 is Higher Education. Back again. It was a new truck in 2013. I like this little figure here.
Yeah, I was gonna say this figure's really cool.
The stoplights to the
looks like eyeballs. Looks like a smile. I can't unsee that now. Creepy, like
I always thought a lot of them look like smiles, even if just like a Gravedigger one. It's like cheese. My eyes are logos.
So would this be Preston then? Preston Perez.
It is from Preston Perez. Although I think he was still in high school when that truck came out.
Okay. Pre-driving Preston Perez.
Anyways, another
Thriller night.
Before we get copyrighted, it's Zombie, folks.
Okay, so I forgot this was this year. So when ScoobyDoo said Truck of the Year, never mind. This is the Truck of the Year. I won't bring in Modern Times. I'm just going to focus on this one.
Thank you.
For its time, flipped out for this truck. Everyone did. The fact that we just got a zombie in general was awesome. This was before the arms were ran in competition all the time, so I'll give them that on this release. I'll go a little hardcore on the future ones. But I also love this one for the fact that it has the tie. The only time we're going to get a tie was this year. The tie on the real truck, they took it off. I think it had issues getting stuck in the something in the front. I don't even know what the part was or the whole issue. They donated it to some auction and some charity, and it's gone, long gone now. Donkey Kong had a tie too. I don't know why they took it off Zombie if that didn't have an issue, but to each their own. I think it gave the truck a little more character, honestly. Before they started doing the arms, which gave it more character, just give it a little more dimension. But the tie, the face. Again, I said I wouldn't focus on the newer ones. We'll focus on the face of the future one. It's definitely an interesting face. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Looking at the original sketches of Zombie by Neil, it looks a lot like this. So they're probably based off of that.
You want to see the original hero card for?
Oh, yeah.
It looks a lot like this. So I'm going to give Hot Wheels. Man, I'm so used to saying that name now. Hot Wheels, the benefit of the doubt here that they probably based off of the original sketch plan. Understandable. But the difference between what actually came out of that sketch plan into a real truck versus what came out in the toy form and the sketch itself, it's pretty big in difference. So, the teeth are like, yeah.
It's not great.
But still, for its time and for this year, and just thinking about if we didn't even know what the future held for us, Zombie was the truck of the year.
Yep.
So there's that. We'll have differences of opinions in the future of what became of Zombie and how they changed it and, the encore and stuff. But for this time period, not knowing any 2015 through 2021 stuff in our minds of 2014 living, this was awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I actually found it the day of at Walmart when it first released on eBay. So that was awesome too. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's pretty close. That's Neil's
ugliest thing you've ever seen. That's the point.
Yeah. Someone's listening to. Okay, it's you. It looks a lot like that. I mean, Hot Wheels still kind of smushed that face, and they were casting on their own, not using 3D renders or sketches or that stuff or whatever you want to call it. 3D renderings, I guess, would just boil it down to that. So it was a little off the cuff, kind of custom molded. The eyes. Excuse the dogs if you can hear them. The eyes are pretty close to what originally, came out of Zombie. The mouth is just the issue there. It's a flatter mouth on the real truck. This is like it's just like, ugh. It's just kind of, the face is just deformed. It's a zombie though. I mean, that makes sense, but it's just really deformed. The interesting part about this though is that when we do talk about future ones from Spin, the head is actually the same casting. The hair, the head, the whole way they did the head is the same way. The front of the hair. So I don't know. I don't know if like they took a piece of they kind of pieced it together carefully or not, but we'll talk about it in the future. I love the tie though. The tie is the big standout for me. I love little details like that, and the tie was really cool. I love the little bite out of the tie. That was a fun little Hot Wheels addition there. So yeah, there it is. 2014 Zombie Truck of the Year.
Phil, go ahead.
Yeah.
So Zombie, folks, it was the product of some kind. Monster Jam did it for a long time. They would put out this list of ideas for new trucks, and it would just be all sorts of things just to gauge consumer interest.
Yeah.
Not anything like they were sending those out like 5-6 years prior to that. They would just be sending them, and it'd be things from like Super Mario Brothers to like fruit.
Yeah,
it was just all sorts of random stuff. So like nothing really came from it, except they made an excuse like, well, this came from one of these folks. You guys said you wanted to see a zombie truck, so here's Zombie, and it just kind of starts a trend of like Monster Jam just naming trucks that are just like so like if this came out a couple years prior, it would have I think a little more elaborate name instead of just saying, well, it's Zombie, it's Dragon, it's Earthshaker. Like it's just very. Or Megalodon, just very literal naming. So Zombie here, and Walking Dead was a big show at the time still. So I think that's a lot of where the zombie craze was coming in. So
definitely,
cool.
Yeah.
Cool to see. Sean Duhan's our zombie guy. He would get so into it.
Face paint
parties with face paint, 9 yards, contacts. He really went all out. A large amount of contingent really thinks that. This is like based off of the Donkey Kong truck, just based off like a tie. Like, oh, it's a tie, must be the Donkey Kong mold. It's like,
obviously not.
I always thought,
but maybe they just modify. No, they don't modify things. Like that's not how it works.
I thought the toy at least had something, but no, not really, because that's too.
Yeah, it's not like they're not taking molds and making new molds out of the molds. Like. They might reuse a mold, like case in point, Carolina Crusher or Alien Invasion, but they're not like completely making a different truck out of the same thing. Like that doesn't make sense. So,
truck of the year for me.
The one that's yelling.
Truck of the year for me. It's Zombie Thriller Time. I mean, it's Zombie. It's harmless, but it's Zombie.
Again, if we didn't know 2015 through 2021 knowledge, this would still be like the holy grail of the modern day. So anyway, off of the Zombie, that was basically the biggest one we're going to talk about tonight because it's the coolest one of this lineup. This one's an interesting one. So Track Ace, another one that, or actually one that I don't like, and like the aesthetic of it. We're going to see.
What truck is this?
This is Batman. Sorry, non-visual watchers. Batman is here with the older tooling. We're going to see it actually, fun fact, next year with the new tooling on Track Ace again. So there's two different Batman Track Aces, but they're both, I just personally don't like this look, on my opinion. It has chrome things, rim, bead. I'm just going to call it bead locks at this point. Bead locks on the edge. So, to match the chrome, I get it. But yeah, it's just, and it was a peg warmer too, for that fact. But yeah, there it is. I think that's good enough, right? The Track Ace.
There it is.
We already talked about the Batman. The Track Ace in general are just like,
all right, so here's a great one. Here's Storm Damage as an edge glow.
No.
Well, what? Yay, we get a clean Storm Damage for the first time ever. First couple were mud trucks.
But
what are we? What happened? This is not
what happened.
This says Edge Glow.
Yeah.
This is not Edge Glow.
The thing is, next year we also get an Edge Glow Storm Damage with the new tool, and it does not happen. It never comes out. It's just odd. It's just a curse. Like, they wanted to do an Edge Glow, but it just never happens. It just fate.
Like, I don't even label this as Edge Glow on the site. Like, it's
just an error. At this point, it's just an error. They never made an Edge Glow Storm Damage, so there's that. I'm sure there's probably a prototype somewhere out there. and hopefully those never surface. I
don't even know what happened.
I'm sure in 5 years we'll find a picture.
I have to chase down cardback trucks like Inferno.
No, right. I think this is like our last storm damage. I don't see.
No, there's going to be a storm damage on the Exterminator card.
Yeah, but it doesn't come out, does it?
I know. I'm just saying, if there was a prototype that surfaced of that 2015 one, I'm going to have to chase that
fly.
down.
Like, okay, yeah.
But yes, that's the last storm damage.
You haven't. There's SpongeBob prototypes out there. Come on, now don't go.
Let's keep going.
All right, here's our third clog. It's the regular monster, Mutt.
Boo.
Oh, bad paint chip on the ear too. So let's just zoom in on that. Yeah, we've already discussed this so many times on this podcast. I'm not going to waste my time with it. The tongue was cool, though. The tongue was really rubbery as well. But the one cool thing is they kept the championship. They retained that onto the new one. Besides that, I have no further comments. I don't want to beat the dead horse anymore. I've just kind of gone off about this. So we're good.
At least, I guess a surprise is that they released all these pretty early on in the year. So
that, and they also became 3D trucks in the future 2 years later. So that's that too.
Stuff right there.
Yeah.
All right, so here's our finally a clean purple bad news travels fast. We've been waiting since 2011 for this. So
and a body
here. We have a white. You guys are spoilers. What's going on here?
Yeah. So we talked about this in a little last episode where there was a 2013 release of a very rare shock therapy in a playset. And it had the new tool, which is this new front grille, and basically everything's been modified. But the most notable thing is the front grille and tailgate. They aren't using the two individual Chevy and Ford twins anymore. They mash them into one to save on cost, which is what most companies do. These two major companies that we collect still do that to save on cost. And they made an extended cab, which is this extra bit with the window, and the one we saw shock therapy, which was the as we call it, the short cab or single cab or whatever you want to call it. There's many different nicknames for all these things, but this is the first one in our lineup of this year that has that new casting. And we're going to see this for the rest of Hot Wheels and even into Hot Wheels Monster Trucks and even into Spin Master, similar casting to this. But bad news is the first one. So the first one to debut the extended cab is bad news, which is also the point I'm trying to make. The one other thing is that we never get a normal Chevy tooling bad news that's clean with purple paint. So that's a loss. So yeah, that's that. Same scheme that we've been seeing. We're going to see it change here in a year or so, or 2 years, I think. But for now, we're stuck with this. I mean, it's really cool. I love this new tool. And I love the purple, but we're stuck with the purple for a little while. So Phil, anything else to add?
Yeah, I mean, it's a stinker to see like the bodies have to be reduced after a certain point, but I get it. It's cost cutting, and it's like such for bad news as standards where it's like I can't get the standard one, and now I get it, and they have to change the body on me. So like that's not fair.
Yeah.
I don't mind this body. You know, we see it at this time. It's new, so I liked it. I didn't hate it. I did miss, the Chevy tool, being a Chevy guy, but I don't mind it. It's good enough. It works with everything in the future we see, so I liked it. I was content.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, we can move on to the next one.
It's Predator.
I don't get that. Does he wear a red fire suit? Is that what Alan wears?
He being Alan Pizzo, no.
Okay, I was going to say, this is too flamboyant, and I just don't understand why it's red.
Blue, yeah.
Maybe blood red for like the teeth, which they don't paint red.
I mean, that doesn't make sense either. I get maybe to stand out because those things are so dark on the pegs, and maybe it comes out in the case.
Yeah, but I think white or blue would have worked with it.
I mean, here's our weekly reminder, folks. Alan Pizzo's not retired.
Yeah, he
still runs events. He just did an event this last weekend, so just letting you all know. Okay. Hey, here's another one.
Didn't Alan Pizzo's dad run an event recently?
That was a tinfoil, but he's 90.
Okay. I was gonna say, there's no way.
But he runs on the road with him.
I know he also runs on the road with him. I was like, someone said he ran an event.
He's still slinging parts.
Slinging tires too. I've seen him take off some tires.
He's not. He's pushing. He's well past 90.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no way he's doing that.
Here's Virginia Giant
Pizzo though, and at the Hall of Fame video that you have for Dims. Anyway, Virginia Giant. So this is an interesting one. We see a little bit of these old tools still appearing. This is the Ford tool Virginia Giant that we've seen in the past. Logo change, yes, if there's a variant on that, I don't know. Get a figure with it, but next year you're actually going to get one of the 2 rarest playset variations with the new tool Virginia Giant. They never release it with the new tool in singles packs, doubles packs, only in the playset at the end of the year for Christmas, and then it's gone, and it becomes one of the holy grails. So fun little fact about it, had it not done that and it had been this truck with the new tool, those would have been devalued so quickly. But it retained its Ford tooling and created an extremely rare variant in the future. I think we talked about this truck enough, though, so we can continue on.
Agreed. We'll talk about it more. Although it's not our Jolly Rancher one from last year. So
yeah. Another really bad track ace choice.
Oof.
A very bad peg warmer. So great.
Really bad action figure. It's like the roof is on.
Yeah,
I hated that figure.
Give me 1 second. Be right back.
Do you guys realize why Gravedigger Legend never sold well ever?
Because it wasn't purple, Phil.
This is not visually appealing. I don't care what you have to do to this truck. It does not work. Look at it. Nobody bought this.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's not true, Phil. I did. You know why?
Why?
To take those tires off and put regular tires on.
But you could have just waited for like the next.
No, I did wait, but if that was peg warming hard, so I was like, okay, I'll get rid of some of these and take them home and make them look cool.
The guys, nobody,
or at least better than these.
What's the next truck? Can we move on without him or what? Let me look real quick on my other monitor. Oh no, we'll wait. I'll take a question or two while we're waiting for Ryan to come back.
Questions, concerns, folks.
I saw somebody asked about Phil Foster's whereabouts. Do you think because my name's Phil, I know where he is? No, he still lives. I think he still lives in the Paxton area, or he's close to Paxton. So, where's Ryan? He took a phone call. He'll be right back. Yeah, the reason why Dennis got rid of this look, he realized it in the 80s it was yuck. I wouldn't say that, but it's definitely more marketable when you paint a graveyard in a ghost than some blue and gray. So, yeah, that goes without saying. It's all marketability. Why are trucks have to be 3D bodies? Because it looks a lot cooler than a pickup truck.
Marketability.
Did you like my 25th anniversary banner, Phil? That's you? Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. I was kidding. I'm not. That's the scary part. Phil is 5 5s. 5 high fives. All right. There's not really any comments.
Well, how was your week?
This is no question things here. Phil, I have a question for you. Why are you always wearing yellow when we see you? Because yellow is mellow, and this is also the Brian Z. Patton shirt. These pictures come from the Brian Z. Patton website. Brian Z. Patton gave me this shirt. So there you go. Any truck plan for 2014? I don't remember. I'll get back to you part 2 if there is something. Phil got drip. Okay.
Hey, baby.
Wonder if they chose for Red Primer Digger run instead of that's even more boring, but I don't know. That would have kind of big brain stuff. That would have been kind of cool. I was watching old Monster Jam and kept hearing Phil Foster's name, so maybe you know some stuff about him. Yeah, Phil Foster was one of Tom Mentz's Paxton boys, drove Maximum Destruction, El Toro Loco, Bulldozer, High Roller, Hot Wheels. And then he drove for Dan Rodoni, which was basically an annex of the Paxton team. And then life takes over and he's not running here.
That's crazy how that branch of the Paxton team kind of did the same with those trucks again.
All right, RJ got drip. Let's see some puff trucks behind RJ.
We got OG Gravedigger over there, guys. We got 30th Special. Another Gravedigger. Oh, gosh. I didn't know we were going full screen. There we go.
The coolest one's the World Final one right there.
Yep.
Oh, I have that.
Yep, that's a rare one, too. And then we got.
Let's hear Ryan's back. Oh, yes, he is.
Let's go.
All right, so let's continue on. I don't have anything to say about this.
Well, we were going to move on, but I feel like you want to talk about this one.
Bob, my favorite X-Ray. Yeah, that's my favorite one. I love this color, the Baja Blast color. Did we talk about this? No, we talked about how it's coming up. Okay, yeah. So this is my favorite one. I love the headlights. I love the tail lights. Everything to do with it. My favorite X-Ray by far. One of my favorite trucks of all time too. So I'm a little biased, but I love the backwards Bob figure too. So yeah, there's that.
You know what you could do with his body, Ryan?
What?
take it off and put it on correctly.
You could try to do that, but the way they do their pins, that always made me upset because I was like, oh my gosh, I can finally do it. Then you're disappointed.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this backwards bob?
I think Raisin Cane's cooler. This looks like the Virginia Giant from the
How
previous year.
dare you, Phil?
Oh, that is true.
talk
I didn't
about
think of it that
Bob?
way.
And I love backwards bob, so it's okay. I have a really rare backwards bob hero card. On the back, it says "Un-Valentine's Day Party." It's really cool in backwards bob font.
Nice.
Oh, really?
I'm
Really
jealous
does.
of that. I need to see that anyway.
I gotta see that one day.
Anywho.
When we do a hero card episode, I'll talk about it. Or show it.
Oh, great. Hero
But Ryan will link my hero card album if he wants.
Oh yeah, the Christmas special for 2021 will be that.
Maybe if I can get that far. Oh, hold on. Wait for it. Hold on, everybody.
I copy this.
My internet's gone.
There you go.
Can everyone hear me? All
Yeah.
right.
I'll just do backwards Bob until you get it off.
My internet was giving me bars, so I don't want to keep talking here. All right, so
There
here,
you go.
number 29, Wrecking Crew as a mud truck. Now we got some updated graphics going on here. What's going on?
Yeah. First off, the new graphics from last year's X-Ray are now carrying over, so we can see them better this time. We also have a little thing on the side panel right below the W of the Wrecking Crew, which is a little sheep. And oh man, I can't remember her name. A crew member of Team Scream. That's her little pink sheep that she put on the truck. And Stephanie. Yes. And we had this discussion way back in 2014 when I posted this on my Instagram. She was so happy that someone noticed that they added this to the truck. So Hot Wheels picked up that little detail, which is really cool. It reminds me, it's reminiscent of the new detail of raw crustacean with the dog on the tail of the lobster. This is very similar to that, like that tiny micro detail that you never thought would be caught. They added on, and that little pink sheep's iconic for that. So yeah, here's the updated graphics in mud form. Of course, we're not going to get a normal Wrecking Crew yet, but the pink sheep was an awesome little detail. And yeah, Wrecking Crew looks great with the new graphics. Besides the fact that they muddied it up for the first time. I thought I know they're not dating anymore, Tyler. That's why I didn't say that. I didn't want to say girlfriend. I know they're not. She's still a crew member though.
Yeah, they keep it muddy for a while here too, but
Yes.
I remember when Wrecking Crew used to compete. Didn't Wrecking Crew do an event like last year? Anyways,
yeah, it hasn't gone away.
God, don't get too tinfoil on us here. But yeah, the little sheep there. A lot of people know Stephanie or Miss Toolbox. She was very visible, especially back at this time. She still runs Team Scream's website, probably still runs her social media, or, so she's still very much involved. Life moves on, so you don't get to see her as much. She actually got to drive the truck like once at a fair. Kind of weird how that's kind of been forgotten time, but she actually did compete in the truck once. But yeah, nice little touch there. Cool how when we get these sponsors on, and you got to prove every little thing. And I was zooming on the roof too. You have the big D for Detroit.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool to include on there too. So nice to get some updated graphics.
What? Go.
Okay, you're good. Okay, then we're good. All right.
Yeah, I was just gonna. I mean, yeah, it's Wrecking Crew. The details are nice. It's another
Yeah, I love the biggest point about that was the pink sheep. I love that little detail.
Yeah.
Finally, a new truck that I really want to talk about.
Black sheep.
right here. This is
all right. So
okay.
again, 2014 times. This is a big deal.
Yes.
Black El Toro Loco, a truck. Obviously, I'm pretty sure at this time they're finally running the 3 fleet truck of El Toro Loco or something, or they're going to do it at some point. So this is the first time. Okay,
They have
I was
three different El Toros at this time, Ryan. I think.
Yeah. Okay. I can't remember those times. 2014 is odd. So El Toro Loco with the black paint scheme, everyone knows this. If you were a fan, at least recently, it didn't retire too long ago. I mean, a little while back, but it's still relevant. I mean, they're still doing trucks of it in toy form. So yeah, Black El Toro Loco, it had the red horns, which is a big thing. Obviously, they didn't do like yellow horns or white horns. They did the accurate red. They have the rendering flames, whatever they call them, but for the time, it was awesome. And they also did the tailgate flames, which the maroon odd color one did not have. So they finally stepped into the, stepping it up a bit here. And I loved it. It was really cool. And we'll see a yellow one, I think, this episode or next episode as well. You can see it has a red El Toro Loco figure, which is a nice touch in that sense. And yeah, that's basically, I mean, it's Black El Toro Loco. Everyone knows the story of it. So besides that, it was nice to have a first time release. That was awesome to have, and everyone really loved it. So yeah, that's that. Phil?
All right, so I'm gonna put it out here in the chat. You're gonna win some clout. Who is the last person to drive the Black El Toro Loco? Well, let's see if someone in the chat knows.
Lupe, Paul, maybe. Lupe.
Okay, you're not the chat. Anyways, let's El Toro Loco Black. You know what's cool about the the accuracy was the graphics, and that's why it's like more of a stinker when we get that weird red El Toro Loco to kick it off in the year. And no, it's not Mark McDonald, not Mark McDonald. So when we get the Black El Toro, it has our updated El Toro Loco with like the wrapped name El Toro on the beds and everything. It's not Mark McDonald. Stop saying that. There's been 5 of you now.
That was Salis, California, wasn't it?
Thank you. Levi Shones. Jay Hurt came in. It's Joe Sylvester.
Was that
Guy Wood. What is going on? Okay. Joe Sylvester ran it in Saudi Arabia in 2017.
I knew this.
Cows are black, not orange.
Or yellow.
That's
or maroon or red.
About that. Well, you look into the Saudi Arabia and the cultural norms. So yeah, you're gonna have a truck based on a cow.
I don't want
to run it the color. Not in there's no orange cow out there. There's no orange.
No orange cow.
Cow not making orange juice.
Was that the final time, or was that? I
know Joe Sylvester drives Bad Habit.
Well, because they did that show with all 3 bodies, the Bulls versus.
That was Salinas. Okay, so Salinas
was that after everybody?
They had like kind of a pseudo team competition. It was the 3 El Toros. Dan Rodoni ran the orange.
Chuck
ran the black, and Lupe ran the yellow. El Matador and El Diablo versus it was a Gravedigger, Maxty, Time Flies. Was it Detour maybe? Yeah. And then no, King Crunch and probably would have been Tropical Thunder
or Patriot.
Well, Patriot was no, maybe it did run as Patriot because maybe. But
I think that was Yellow Toro. Anywho.
No, that was what Lupe drove. Anyways,
yeah, I guess.
Yes, I know Joe Sylvester drives.
This was a great truck, top 5 of this year for me personally because I was a Mark McDonald fan. Obviously, he's from Oklahoma. I'm from Oklahoma. Okie strong. Love this truck. Miss Mark driving.
All the OGs remember the whatever. That's just a Blue Thunder in general. I'm like, well, yeah, last year. Anyway. Yeah, that's like our yeah.
Yeah, cool. I think personally that El Toro Loco, if they were to choose one of the 3, should have remained this color. It looked better than all of them, in my opinion. That Black El Toro Loco has always been my favorite. Even factoring the old red and white horn and the maroon one, Black El Toro Loco retains as my favorite El Toro Loco, and I'm sad to see that one go. It just had such a great color match. It had a great realistic match. The red horns with the yellow flames and the orange, the way they got the tones of the paint and the airbrushing because of the black background was really phenomenal. So I'm really sad that they didn't continue using the Black El Toro Loco. I just don't get what the obsession is with the orange on orange. It's just kind of odd. Yellow El Toro Loco, obviously, because there's a lot of Becky fans out there and Caleb Blood fans out there. I get it. And it was like a girl connected truck with the purple flames and the yellow. Still didn't make any sense. The Black El Toro Loco makes sense. Like Bulldozer made sense because of the color. So yeah, I enjoyed this one, and I'm very, very upset that or disappointed that it didn't come back. And hopefully one day we will see a return of the truck.
I'm upset.
It's pretty cool. I mean, the Black El Toro Loco lives on in many different forms, just not in real life. So there's that.
Where was I going to say that?
Okay.
Okay. How many people ran the Black El Toro body? So we know Mark McDonald. We just had Joe Sylvester. I said Chuck Warner. I'm pretty sure. Did Josh Hintz drive the Black El Toro that one time Mark drove Gravedigger? No one even remembers that. Indianapolis.
Somebody had to, yeah.
I don't know if it was black at that time. No, it had to have been.
What year was it? Yeah.
Yeah. And then I want to say Rod Schmidt ran the black body like somewhere once. I think that's it. I think. But there's like no photographic proof or like something weird. Or maybe it was the yellow. Ron Schmidt ran a weird color, one of the different color El Toros at like some summer event somewhere. It was a speedway, I think.
Yeah.
Speedway shows, good stuff. Anyway.
All right, next truck. Who's next? It's our old friend, the Illuminator, the Edge Glow, because we can't have regular Illuminator ever.
No, and they had the chance to do it this year. They just didn't do it.
Maybe this is where Storm Damage frame went.
Yeah, they gave it to Jay Snyder, and they made this. So
a re-release.
Again, you're buying repeats for the figures if you're doing that. That's
true.
Boring.
Here's
a repeat. It's Inferno,
but it's clean.
Oh,
right?
Good little pivot, actually. Since the time of last time of Inferno and talking about how there could exist more in the world, someone who does not like me, which is the funny, ironic part.
Boy got like banned from Reddit. He
got banned from Reddit for talking bad about me, which is even funnier. But 7.
You're listening. You're a kook.
Yeah, 7 more Inferno prototypes exist in the world, on top of Brian's one, which is the 8th one. So there could be more. I mean, Phil was right. That guy's
more of a kook than the cuckoo bird from the Cocoa Puff, Sonny.
Yeah, I had no idea what he was talking about on there. I really had no idea. The funny part was he actually was talking to Brian Patton, and Brian acted like he didn't know the guy until the guy said it to people. So Brian knew that there were 7 more. Anyway, besides the point, the guy's not given. He's going to list some on eBay apparently. So if anyone has like 5,
you know what? That guy might not even have them. Like he just might have got the. I don't. You know what? That guy don't.
He might have just been trolling, which is funny.
You know how you deal with those people? You don't even give them the time of the day. So what? You need one. Just don't. You don't give them the time of the day.
Yeah, but the fun part is at least there's 7 more in someone's hands, whether it's that guy or someone else's hands. The guy claims he's going to toss 2 or something like that.
Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs says Frank Krimmel ran the Black El Toro in El Paso.
That seems like
I totally forgot about that. I don't know why they decided not to run Cletus, but I don't know why they ran a El Toro. Good call. I forgot. Thanks, Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, Tyler engaged with the guy on Reddit. He spoke to him in private message.
I only know what happened there. So
yeah, I know it got heated.
We'll
so anyway,
move on from there.
Yeah, Inferno there, and there's 7 more prototypes. I put them on the Forbidden Wiki site before the guy's post got taken down, so you can check them out there.
Here's our Stone Crusher Edge Glow. Now this is Stone Crusher with the new body.
Yep.
And Edge Glow from 2012 had this frame color.
Yes. So. Yeah, you're gonna buy it for the new tool. Most people did. I did, especially before I was a completist on everything. I was just buying the new tools because I loved the new tool look, in my opinion. Yeah. So this was a plus to have in the collection. I just loved that new look. It was really refreshing for a lot of trucks. So yeah, there's a Stone Crusher, but besides that,
Stone Crusher is giving nostalgia.
Still exists.
It's running this weekend.
Yeah. It's coming back. The comeback, boys.
It was like one of the most popular Spin Master trucks too last year.
Okay, so hey, here's another track ace. It's the Bounty Hunter.
Another one that I don't personally like. Nope.
Okay, so now this scheme has no business being on this truck in 2014.
Yeah.
This scheme is like long gone. They're running other. This is like the yellow Bounty Hunters running at this time. Now we do get it, and again and again and again. But like now, this is really to the point where Jimmy's just running all sorts of schemes on these Bounty Hunters. Say let's go, man. You gotta get out more. Yeah, I guess I didn't mind it. One thing I would say about like the track ace is at least like they do match the primaries of the trucks. Sure. Where like sometimes we're critical of like the edge glows. We don't know where they're going with them. So
at least the rims did match the color of the truck. Yeah.
It's hard to see in this image. They're blue for those.
They're blue, folks. They're like the blue of the Bounty Hunters.
Mohawks are purple. Batman was silver. Gravedigger will be green.
Hot Wheels was gold, and this is blue.
Hot Wheels was gold. I have no comment.
Keep going. Let's not waste our time on track cases.
Well, I'm getting complaints from somebody that does not know I do podcasts. So, here's another edge glow.
Okay, so another edge glow. Here's Jurassic Attack with blue on blue. Looks good.
No, I don't like it at all. So this is where I don't agree with having the same color as the trucks because, like, they're not making a different frame color for the different shade for Jurassic Attack. It's just goofball.
I didn't mind it.
I don't think it blends correctly. This probably should have had an orange frame.
Yeah, I can see how that could be. I mean, the logo has orange in it. I can see that. Yeah.
True, yeah.
They should have, and they will eventually reach out to do more colors. Yellow would have worked in this case, which we will see one time only. But yeah, this one's a little blendy. Too much.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I agree with that.
Let's not waste our time on these kinds here.
Sorry. Well, here's what you were looking for earlier in the year. It's our
what you thought that was
brand new, straight, clean. Now, as we know, Max D.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Before Master comes in here, this is our brand new look, Max D, with the new schemes. It's not anniversary. This is everybody wants it. It has gray rims. How cool is that?
True.
Like, let's get hyped for Max D, 11-time world champion. Yeah,
It has
for the time.
I will give him the gray silver rims on this. I like that they kept doing that for Max D. Besides that, even at the time, I was still upset that they didn't do the spike panels until obviously they do them in 2016. So I'm just going to go with what I used to know and what I still stand by. I didn't like it.
And Ryan lives in a bubble sometimes where he forgets other toys were made before the green acres that is Spin Master.
No. In 2014, I hated this truck. I hated the one from previous year, so I'm going to stick with that old opinion because it's.
How can you hate something? This is the best we got at the time. This is
the best we got wasn't good enough. That's still my old reviews.
You want Tom Entz to come out there? You want Moonwalk to where his tire hits your door?
Moonwalk weren't a thing back then, Phil.
No, it was a bad decision. That's my opinion from the past. It's just Phil won't agree with everything.
I think we needed it, but I can see where Ryan comes from.
It's nice to have the updated graphics, but I remember at the time, as a lot of people on YouTube and stuff had agreed, and it goes back to many different people that this just was lazy, as we called it back then, and it was. So until we get the spike update, I'm going to stick with that original opinion.
Understood.
Phil, next.
Ew.
Well, it's back.
What is it?
Nitro Hornet, 3D body.
It's a little bumblebee.
Apparently a planned concept, but they use it.
Yeah, we don't see it. That's the only benefit at that truck is like it should have been, but it didn't. So,
I forgot this was a singles release.
And this is like what a 4-truck mix, I think. If this is the right year, I'm thinking of.
What truck is this?
Dragon's Breath.
And why did we not run the decals all the way on the hood here?
Because that's what we need.
Do we run out of room?
I don't know. It's got to get replaced next year, so that's the exciting part.
Yeah, I guess
it's coming up. This is the last time, I think, Dragon's Breath.
Yeah, and you get shortchanged like a quarter of the truck. This should have been at a half off sale. What happened?
There we go. Next.
Go where? Huh? Oh.
2014 is such a
it's
grinding gears year. Okay, so it's like the original flagship. I'll give it this.
Yeah. I mean, that one was coming. You knew.
Okay, let's sidebar real quick because there actually is important.
And the green guy's a new.
It's that green. It's the green character. So there is a long-standing rumor conspiracies that there's a variation with that little green character in our number one of the year Gravedigger. And it was like this sought-after variation, but nobody ever had proof. Where did this little green guy come from? Because I think maybe somebody had the character before this track ace came out. So, there's no proof of this green figure coming with any standard Gravedigger from this year. So, just want to address that because some people, and we get this green guy in the Edge Glow for Gravedigger that year too. So, yeah. I just want to bring that up because I remember that conspiracy theory from back in the day. that made people go
Even
crazy.
if it does exist, it just counts for card collectors anyway.
Well, yes, Doomsdayer. I'm just saying for 100%ers, conspiracy
Theorist.
thwarted.
I mean, guys.
Okay, good enough. Let's
It's
keep.
the green figure for me. It's the
That's
green.
I know we're getting testy because this is a very draggy part of the line here. This is Max
Oh,
D
Ryan, you must have loved this one, right?
as a track ace.
No, actually, I love the. I love the Spectrum. I love the Spectra Flame or whatever you want to call it. Orange feedlocks on this.
True.
This is also. Maybe it was in the last one that I just talked about. They added the little spikes as well, like it on more spikes on the hood. I just noticed it in this one. If Phil wants to scroll down kindly.
What?
Show us the hood. The hood.
Show us the hood. I don't hear no Simon
There we go.
Says.
So those spikes that they print on the fenders of the front of the hood, those are like their way of saying here's spikes. So those
Working with what they had. Would you want a budget for Max D or for ScoobyDoo?
Max D.
Wrong answer.
why not both?
True. Both. Yeah.
Why not both? Pay up, brother.
Yes.
Okay, you want both?
Next.
Now the truck costs $6 instead of $3.97. It's a business, guys.
Fair.
Oh,
Both.
Diablo. Moving on. Okay, it's a
What'd you say?
sort of a new truck. It's Thunder 4x4.
Oh,
Lion.
Mhm.
Taking a swing from the working man over
I
there.
don't particularly love this truck.
Okay, well, now I'm gonna. Okay, before you start saying weird
No,
stuff, Thunder 4x4 is obviously Jim Benzick's Rolling Thunder, and after so many years, he finally got nailed with copyright stuff for the name Rolling Thunder from Jim Oldacre and the Rolling Thunder orange van. So he thought he can get away with it by calling it Rollin' Thunder, and then that still didn't work. So then he changed the name of the truck to Thunder 4x4. So here is Thunder 4x4. I think we said, this is still the same OG scheme that Hot Wheels. I think Hot Wheels designed way back in like 2007-8, and when we first got this scheme as a toy back in 2008. Now, the truck has since changed names and changed to white, and this is what the truck looks like today. Benzick still has the truck. He still runs the truck locally a couple times a year. Donut Master. Anytime there's a donut competition, I put your money on Jim Benzick. You're gonna win some good coin. This is pretty accurate because I think Jim's fire suit is red. So like there's a little red figurine of Jim Benzick. Jim Benzick's a very tall man as well. So Jim person. And of course, as Mr. Ryan will suggest, Ryan, didn't this come out in Spin Master?
It did, yeah. It's never been the most exciting thing in the world because it's just, I enjoyed the first time release. I didn't enjoy the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time release. I didn't even enjoy the Spin Master release, to be honest with you. So, I like it though. I mean, for the first time release, it was really cool to have a new truck. But when it came out again and again and again and again, it was taking up independent spots, which is the reason I'm upset about it. That's when I started to get really annoyed at it. But it was cool. I mean, the fire suit story, that's cool that they matched that at least. And it is the Hot Wheels scheme that we saw with Rolling Thunder with the red. So carrying through. There's that.
RJ, what do you think?
It's nostalgic. We've seen a lot of it over the years. I don't hate it. It's just kind of there. I mean, it's an independent getting a release now on two companies, and that's great to see. So it's not nothing to knock. It's just there for me personally.
Yeah, it is great, and it worked when it did come out with Spin Master. It worked with the Forces of Nature series. It was just, now knowing the rolling.
It's a knocker. I mean, I know where Ryan's come from.
It is,
but 4x4 doesn't actively run Monster Jam, so it's really. And we've had the toys, and this isn't really much of a dynamic truck where, again, this scheme is not like this isn't no Thunderbus or anything. Like this is, you have what you have. So to get it again, I mean, I know like we're all big hoopla about Spin Master remaking things. I don't think anybody asked for Thunder 4x4. And the difference is, it's not like, well, you didn't ask for it, I'm going to buy it anyways. That's kind of the thing with Thunder 4x4. It's really, Jim Benzick ran like a TV tour, that first TV tour, which is a big deal. But yeah, he doesn't run monster, so he's not really in the public eye anymore. And he's more of an Alan Pizzo. What happened to Alan Pizzo? Like Jim Benzick runs 2 or 3 events at his local speedway every year, and he still looks like this. That's just I get what you guys are saying. It's not
where I'm coming from mainly. I mean, it's good to
not
see
an eye catcher. Straight up say it's not an eye catcher.
It's not an eye catcher in a field of trucks that are all meant to be eye catchers now. That's what it is. So that's what it boils down to. I didn't know about the Rolling Thunder copyright thing. That's why I was like, if Spin Master was going to do this again, I would have loved to see them do the Rolling Thunder version, but that explains exactly why they didn't do that. I do find it ironic, though, that Hot Wheels design that they reproduced in Spin Master. But yeah, I think Thunder 4x4 discussion. We'll see it again, so we'll have more of it again and again and again. But yeah, cool. It's cool nonetheless. Independent getting a truck, always cool. But when you get it so many more times, it just burns out after a while.
Yeah, and they really don't do nothing to make it too.
No, they never change. They make it a mud tread, which just makes it worse.
Okay, well, this one's a lot cooler. It's Megabyte.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah.
New release. What's going on here, Ryan? Megabyte.
Yep. So the original way we found out this was coming out, and you'll see in a future 4-pack or whatever it was in a little while or next episode. But yeah, this was incredible. This was one of the eye catchers of the year. Another Team Scream truck, another teammate to Spike and Brutus, Spike Unleashed and Brutus. And Megabyte is their robotic dog. I actually saw this truck the first time at World Final something. It was the dog pound area or whatever they called it. And yeah, this was incredible. I mean, it made sense. They had the tooling for it. They did a really good job with the graphics layout. The rims staying gray. That was a great addition. And I loved it. Megabyte was one of the best trucks of the year, even though it was outranked by Zombie and ScoobyDoo because of 3D toolings. This updated on a normal tooling or like an existing tooling was just off the charts cool. So I loved that. So yeah, there's that. So Phil, tell us about Megabyte.
Well, you pretty much said it, everything there. It's definitely the 3rd out of the 3 if you're ranking them. Honestly, it's Brutus, Spike, Megabyte, unfortunately. You know, maybe someone a little more smarter, surprisingly. I'm sorry. Did you know there's a very old Monster Jam truck toy called Megabyte as well? Isn't that what we're showing right here, brother? Anyways.
No, it's Great Bite, the shark. No.
Yeah,
that's
Great
Bite.
Anywho, did this body debut at the World Finals? I feel like it may have. Like, they publicly showed off the Megabyte body for the first time at the World Finals. I could be wrong.
I wish Mike Bev knows all teams names. I wish he was in here, or Troy.
Usually, I know like the other Brutus and stuff, but like I feel like Megabyte may have.
Tyler might know, actually. Tyler might answer that.
Yeah, it's a shark. That's called Great Bite. Anyways, yeah, it's cool. I guess, it doesn't get a lot of love, but it's very creative. It's just I don't know. Is it maybe just because it's gray?
Well, in real life, it's like that nice chrome rusty color. I loved the real life.
Is it just because I have a hero card? I have a hero card of it, but it just does it just like not stand out? Is that why it's just kind of?
If they had
the World Finals, okay. That's that. I remember seeing it. Like, what is? I think I remember seeing it from the side of the road. I'm like, what? Like the Brutus. I was like, what? What's that silver?
I remember walking through the pit party, seeing that. I was like, what is that? And then they did this, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's super cool. The reason it doesn't stick out, I feel like if they had the clear tampos, like a Zamac, which is the real truck's look, which is chrome with clear decals or whatever paint, transparent candy paint. If they did that, I think it would have stood out more. They did this light gray. It's exactly Herbie the Love Bug color. If they had done something a little more flashy with it chrome, it would have probably looked better, but nonetheless, getting another, it's like getting Rottweiler and completing your Monster Mutt set. Getting Megabyte and completing your Brutus and Spike set with that was just really cool. And at least for me, because I have OCD. So I loved this. It was just awesome. However it came out, I want to see it. And although it's ranked lower than all the other ones, it's still really cool to have that.
RJ, what do you say, RJ?
I liked it. It's top 5 truck of the year, definitely. I have a Megabyte Cruise shirt I was actually going to wear because I knew this would be on there. Yeah, I got
done it. I've never seen it.
You have a Megabyte Cruise shirt? Is that what you just said?
I ordered a Spike and I sent the Megabyte, and I wasn't going to complain because, I mean...
As you shouldn't, because that's like the third wheel out of everyone. I would rather have Megabyte.
Cool. Yeah. So that worked out for me. I like it. I always have. That's why I bought the Cruise shirt. Years later.
Wear it next time so we can all see that.
Okay, yeah, I'll wear it next week. I was gonna wear it knowing this shit was in here, but yeah.
Megabytes in some 4-packs, so it'll apply. So
Yeah. Okay. Next time we'll see it again.
So move on here. Next truck. Well, I'm going to go through here. Shark Creek gets another shot here. Not anything different, I guess. If you ever wanted a Shark Creek action figure,
Yeah.
well, now
no
you get one, I guess. So there you go. Here's a standard Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. We saw our Track Ace one early in the year, so now here's just a standard one. So
new figure, I think, the color.
Yeah, different figure color, I think.
Yeah,
black.
Or black. It was black.
Instigator with a new scheme debuted in 2013. Here it is on the Edge Glow and also on the new pickup truck.
Yes.
Again, I was collecting these for this new tooling, so I remember these very well.
Yeah.
It was nice. Yeah. Some of them didn't fit, though. Like the window didn't fit perfectly, on some, but.
Yeah, you kind of lose a little luster, but that wasn't. They weren't molded for that, and give it another year, and they'll give it another go at it. So,
is that one that should be blue, Phil, or is that okay?
No, it's fine.
Orange works with the flames.
I thought it matched. Yeah.
All right, so
finally,
new one.
Oof.
Big deal here.
Captain's Curse, but not like you've seen it before.
New one.
I preferred the black Pirate's Curse, Captain's Curse over the red one, honestly. I just thought it made the scheme stand out so much better. Love the red roll cage accent they actually use in real life, too. And I just, when this toy came out, obviously the real truck's running, and I think they said Back in Black as their catchphrase for the Captain's Curse return. If I recall that advertisement correctly, they had like Blue Thunder coming back, Monster Rottweiler, Purple Graves or Legend never happened, and Captain's Curse Black.
Purple Legend was a different year, but
Oh, sorry, wrong year. Yeah, okay. For these three that came back this year, that was like a big thing. So Captain's Curse returns. I guess it was on hiatus for whatever amount of years, and it comes back with this red roll cage, black body, and it becomes iconic. I think really. I mean, the red Captain's Curse is iconic, but of the memorable schemes of Captain's Curse research, black probably sticks out the most because it was just this bright red roll cage with this like subtle body, but this graphics that stood off really well. My opinion, of course, on the truck, but I loved Black Captain's Curse. I missed that truck deep. I mean, I loved that truck, and I know Taylor Andy's also, if he's watching this, he loves that truck as his favorite monster truck. So that said, there's going to be a very rare, limited variation of this truck in a pack later next episode, probably, that it's actually accurate to the real truck. Before they gave it a red roll cage, it's going to have a black roll cage, and we'll see that in a little while next time. But yeah, this was awesome. So RJ or Phil, what do you think?
The black body ran on a black roll cage?
No. It didn't run. It was released in a toy. Or wait, did it run?
I don't know.
No, it ran in a black roll cage for a limited time. I promise you it existed.
Yeah. All right,
yes,
I don't know what you're talking about. Find me a picture.
Where are these facts, OCD? Where are these facts?
I know it did because I looked at it back in the past. I was like, maybe that's just a variant, like an error, but it was a real truck.
Because I remember the die cast coming out in that double, and it had the black frame and the black body. I remember that.
Yes, because like for a smidge of time, maybe even a show, it had a black roll cage. I got to find a photo now because I know I seen that photo. It's going to drive me crazy.
I didn't know this either. This is news to me.
I didn't know that. You guys didn't know that. I thought you all knew that.
No.
Because I don't know.
Okay, let me look around for it. Let me give me some time to find it. You guys can talk about that.
Ryan looks for it here. So I think a lot of people like the Black Captain's Curse because it reminds them of a blacksmith. I'll just straight up say it. I think it's a really nice touch back to kind of where that Willie's body, got its luster. So
yeah, true. You're right. Yeah, that's what I thought.
But they're able to invert the colors. So it looked pretty cool in that retrospective.
Save the snack here. Maybe he can save us all. Save the snacky there.
Ryan, he's failing.
I'll talk about it. I liked it. Looks like blacksmith, obviously, in a black body. Being a OG old guy, I remember blacksmith before Captain's Curse. So I like this. I liked it a lot. Alex Black
ran this pack, Captain's Curse.
This ship.
That looks like a boat.
The ship. Yep. That should have been the Pirate's Curse we got.
All right. Well, I'll stop the show while Ryan looks for this picture.
Bo-doo-doo.
Gonna take me. I know I've seen it before though. It's literally going to drive me crazy because
the way while he's yodeling about stuff. So while Captain's Curse, there's a reason why it's very specific. Like the body, the chassis never floated around like ever, or like the body, like you could just put body on anything. Captain's Curse, which is why like when they made Whiplash, they had to extend the wheel. They had to remold the truck because this truck had a hard time, going in shipping containers, especially going overseas. Like it had to literally just be its own thing, and that's why when you look at the list of drivers, it should just be Pablo Huffaker, Alex Blackwell, and Aaron Basil. Like nobody ever got in this truck except for those guys, and really just Alex Blackwell. So, which is really uncommon, where like you see drivers just like bounce around, or like I run this body in Puerto Rico or something, and then no, like Captain's Curse was just like straight up, this is what you get. Nobody knows what you're talking about, Ryan. All right, folks, we're going to reiterate. Ryan thinks that the black Captain's Curse ran on a black chassis. Can you find me this proof?
Like a show. I'm trying to look. It's gonna give me more time. Keep going on.
I think I have hero cards of this Captain's Curse up for trade. If anybody wants one, trade with me. Have a hero card I need.
You're gonna make me go to a day show in Oklahoma City, and I'm so.
Send me a message, and I'll go to a show and get it yourself. Get me one of these, and I'll trade you a black Captain's Curse hero card. Yeah, I agree, Anger. When did Aaron Basil drive this truck? The summer of 2007, when Pablo won the World Championship. They did a whole bunch of summer events, and Aaron drove that truck.
Come on, guys, come on.
He also, he did like that one-off in Blacksmith, the Rocky Mountain Raceways. That was the last show for Blacksmith. I know it. What's going on here? They're on Patton's site. It's on. What do you mean it's on Patton's site? They don't picture on Patton's website.
What this reminds me of is I saw an old video of a Radical Rescue with ladders on the sides, and I could never find it again. No one believes me that I saw it.
Yeah. I have dreams all the time where I see
that wasn't a dream. No, that wasn't a dream.
I see like purple Max D's or something. That's the.
I was looking up Radical Rescue videos because it was coming out of Hot Wheels before they like showed the rendering. I was trying to find old videos of it, and I did. And then I think copyrighted that video and got taken down because that channel's gone now. Anyway, I give up. I can't say that could just be a Mandela effect that I'm pulling on myself. But
Save the Snack might have saved the day.
Oh, really?
No, that's a section for a commercial. Is that what you're talking about?
No, not that. No, obviously not that. No.
Yeah, I knew that.
Thank you, those saves. I appreciate you trying to look for it.
I'm planning on any giveaways. I don't have any money. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, figure.
Yeah. So Ryan's wrong.
Or are we done? Is this
and
it?
If anyone could prove me wrong, please. But Ryan's wrong. So
prove us wrong.
We'll move on. Well, unfortunately, not too much in this row here. It's Iron Outlaw Mud Treads again. But if you want it without an Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam logo,
here it is.
Iron Outlaw again. Iron Outlaw don't look like that at this time for the most part. Lucas Oil Crusader once again. Not different.
I mean, didn't get it the first time.
Isn't there usually a website back here on the tailgate?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not there.
So that could be something different. Oh yeah, because it is because I don't see the little Lucas Oil in here.
Yeah.
So this is a
Ryan, don't think.
No, I already know about that variant.
Okay, I was about to be like,
so Monster Mutt gets another run here.
Oh my, why?
As a track ace, got a red ring.
To use on the track, I guess. Downhill, I guess, maybe.
And then here it is with the mixed PQ packaging later run. This one, I guess maybe brown would have been a good color for the track racer. So I did lie a bit. Doesn't really match with the truck. Silver. Maybe I could have made it red, like the collar.
Yeah.
But
boo.
I think we should be done talking when we start talking about.
We did almost 2 hours on half of this stuff somehow, guys. I'm impressed.
So we're gonna pick up next week with number 50 and talk about the rest. A lot of, we do think 2014 is kind of a weird one, but there are a lot of keynote trucks here to wrap up the year and some pretty interesting special editions. So that's definitely cool to talk about here. So somebody asking, when are we going to do questions? Save them for next week because I think we're going to have some time to answer a good amount of them.
Yeah.
So write them down. Maybe think of something good. So we'll try to do some big time questions there next week. So 2014 is pretty interesting. We'll wrap it up next week. Pretty wacky. See, thank goodness. Tyler Mears, he's going to be missing us live next week. He's flying out during podcast timeline. Tyler's been out in South Korea there for last year with our United States military, so he gets to come home now. So that's pretty rad.
Hope he enjoys coming home. All that fun stuff.
So right on there.
Yes,
what's up? What are you planning for episode 30? Well, I don't know yet. Next week is definitely episode 26, so tune in for that. Quick reminders, if anybody going to a Monster Jam event coming up soon, especially this week, Biloxi, Mississippi, get me one of these, a hero card. They got these at the pit party. It has all the drivers on it. They're different for every town, all right? So if you get a card from me, I'll do a trade with you. I could trade you this one that I just dropped, but no, I have other ones too. These are from the regular stadium tour. So if you didn't get to go, I could trade you one. Build a nice collection for you. I got Black Captain's Curse hero cards too. I have a big trade pile, so make sure you check that out. Of course, the OCD Meltdown. There's Ryan. That's his truck.
Look at me. I don't have any. I gave it to Taylor.
He doesn't have it anymore, but he's wearing the shirt. You guys have heard this pitch.
Oh, well, I guess
you get it.
Yeah.
The OCD Meltdown.
Yeah.
It's on the Monster Jam Superstore. You got to get it. Make sure you pick one up.
Now.
Don't want to miss out.
It, folks. If you don't have it,
there's a shirt. OCD Meltdown. There's meat. Nope, this way. There's meat. You can't buy this, but you can buy the truck. Go buy the truck.
If you don't have a nightlight, it works as a nightlight. It glows in the dark, folks. Go ahead and get you one.
And RJ, what does RJ have going on?
Phil, I said don't put me on screen. I didn't have anything. Everybody go buy Ryan's truck. If you don't have a nightlight, it glows in the dark.
He just has what we have. So everybody should order it. Everyone should get me a card. Fish food has not arrived at my house. And
it's coming soon. Soon. Episode 30. We'll do that for episode 30.
Soon. All right. We will see you all. This is what Ryan does. End the show.
Well, thank you everyone for watching our long episode of 2014 Part 1. We stretched it out somehow. I have no idea how we could have just done this all in one day. But we're going to do it again next Monday, sometime in May. So we'll be in a new month. If months are flying by now. So our last April episode, it's Monday. So have a great week, everyone. It's so weird. We do podcasts and they come so quickly that I'm like, is it the new week already? So have a great week. It's a better Monday this time for me. No Wi-Fi crashes, no whatever else happened last time. There's a bunch of stuff. So thank you guys. Go buy OC Meltdowns if you guys want to support my channel.
Future truck. Buy Ryan's truck.
It's been a good week. I mean, it's been only one day, but it's been Monday, so we're good. Have a great week. See you guys next week. And until then, this is Ryan, Phil, and RJ signing out.
See ya.